kicking off a video packed with the animes you need to watch this summer season, featuring storylines that span zombies, impossible romances, bodiless immortals, and sophomore installments. These are the animes you need to keep an eye this season. Get your pen and paper ready and let's get started. We start with the first one, My Happy Marriage. You can't go wrong with romance, especially in a series that brings a love story riddled with tragedy and injustices in an era in ancient Japan when the man dominated over everything and arranged marriages were societal norms. My Happy Marriage introduces us to a girl with her own traumas, her dreams crushed by others' impositions, leaving her unable to rebel or choose her own path. However, a glimmer of hope appears with an arranged marriage, which leads her to discover true happiness. The narrative incorporates elements of fantasy and fiction that provide a distinctive touch, bringing depth to character development. The story maintains good pacing and detailed explanations about the universe in which it rolls. The introduction of each character and their motivations draw empathy and arouse anger at specific plot points. The music, soundtrack, scenery, lighting, and overall, the impeccable direction make this story a soap opera in anime form that aims to steal all of our hearts. You can enjoy Nijo's romantic journey on Netflix in My Happy Marriage. Already watched the anime? Leave your thoughts in the comments. We now switch gears to a world similar to The Walking Dead. Yes, we're talking about Sun 100 Bucket List of the Dead. A spectacular work presented in panoramic format with a cinematic feel that sets it apart from the rest of the title. The anime unveils a post-apocalyptic world that might remind you of High School of the Dead. One of the aspects that captivated me is how each scene is built and how the storytelling unravels throughout the first episode. Plus, each episode's pace is fast and never dull. Vibrant colors, a catchy soundtrack, and a unique premise make it feel like a mashup of the Walking Dead anime with teenage antics and a distinct style that resembles Animation Studio Trigger's works, even without their involvement. The anime sets the protagonist, Akira Tendo, on a self-discovery hero's journey where he must complete a set of objectives, specifically 100 daring life goals before getting devoured by a zombie and turning into one of them. In his quest to fulfill his list, he encounters people who have acclimatized to the chaotic world of the series. Devastation, chaos, destruction paired with top-notch animation, the anime delivers a unique twist, keeping viewers enthralled until the end. You can catch the series on either Netflix or Crunchyroll. Next up is Ayaka. This anime delivers a universe brimming with life force, featuring individuals capable of controlling this energy like magic. The story intertwines Shintoism and introduces us to Yukito, a boy with little memory of his past and spent his life in an orphanage since he can remember. However, he hails from the village of Ayaka in an archipelago filled with mystery. His father died there when he was 5 years old. Now, as he's about to graduate from high school thinking his life is ordinary, he gets a letter from an old friend of his father declaring guardianship and asking him to return to his birthplace, forcing him to confront his past and tasked with the mission of controlling his powers and protecting Ayaka Island. The anime features distinctive characters according to their personalities and hair colors, as you can see on the screen. It also boasts stunning visuals that gradually reveal the island's mystery and Yukito's past. An intriguing and original anime that had to be included in this video. It has really interesting aspects and we'll see how the magnificent work unfolds. If you're already watching it, let me know in the comments what you think of it so far. Now, let's travel to a universe where artificial intelligence is dominant. We're talking about IDENSHI, a story that shows us a dystopian future combining artificial intelligence and human consciousness, taking us down a complex ethical path and a paradox that makes us question the meaning of humanity. Living in a world where we can back up our consciousness on a computer, turning our information into digital data, and then moving it to another body, makes us wonder, at what point do we stop being human and start being part of a computer? The anime has elements of mystery and various subplots that give meaning to this work. It all revolves around a doctor who constantly pushes the limits of human reason, trying to help others from a questionable ethical perspective. It's definitely a series that makes us think about our current situation and the use of artificial intelligence and robotics in our times. It also has a very cyberpunk vibe, which is typical of Japanese animation, reminding me a lot of works like Ghost in the Shell or Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. Give this show a chance. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. Samurai X is back with a new animated adaptation. We all wondered if it would be worth it, given our love for the original 90s series. Plus, we didn't know if it would have good results due to the controversy surrounding its creator. Nevertheless, its work goes beyond its author and gives us a reboot that aims to tell the whole story without filler until Genshin Himura, the Wandering Swordsman's end. The first episode is quite different from what we remember from the 90s, so let's try not to compare the two as the narrative in this new adaptation is quite different. From the first episode, we get glimpses of Genshin's past, which we'll learn more about throughout the series, piecing together a puzzle, all while developing his character as Genshin Himura, leaving behind his life as Batusai the Slayer. The opening leaves something to be desired, but the ending is a real gem. The choice of colors and tones is very characteristic of Wyndham Films animation studio, trying to resemble the style presented in the original work, but of course incorporating new technologies. The battle sequences are better choreographed than the original and uncensored so far. I think it's time to give this anime a chance. You can watch episodes exclusively on Crunchyroll. Moving on to an animation series with a mix of Meiji-era Japanese and Victorian styles that marked the Industrial Revolution in the British Empire, but where supernatural creatures exist, even though most were exterminated in something called the Great Purge. Undead Murder farce. It perfectly blends the European look with some German expressionism, which I particularly love. The story features our protagonist Shinushi, a stitched-up guy known as a ones killer, who works at a kind of circus where he's exploited daily and has the ability to kill these demons. One night, a maid-like woman with extraordinary abilities appears and confronts him alongside a hidden cage. After seeing her fighting skills, they both stop and strike a deal. It's revealed that the cage contains the head of an immortal girl searching for her body, begging for mercy to be eliminated and end her suffering. But our protagonist decides to help her find her real body instead. The anime has beautiful compositions and colors that captivated me the moment I saw it. The settings and the way it presents situations are very artistic, leading to an extrasensory understanding in a poetic way. Moreover, the series incorporates many elements of espionage and investigation that will make you enjoy this Sherlock Holmes-style plot. It reminds me a lot of an anime called Gothic because of the Victorian style and the mix of deciphering supernatural events. With its color palette, lighting, and contrasts, it gives off vibes similar to Vampire Hunter D, mixed with that artistic look that characterizes Tim Burton's works. Undoubtedly, it's been a fascinating surprise this season, and you can enjoy it on Crunchyroll. I encourage you to give Undead Murder farce a chance. Moving on, this one isn't technically an animated series, but rather a special, seeing as it's made up of just one episode. It's Fate Strange Fake, a new anime released as a special showcasing a brand new fight for the Holy Grail. The story takes place 70 years after the Third Holy Grail War in Fuyuki, and a decade on from Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Things get interesting when a US organization tells its members to gather intel about the war in order to conduct their own ritual. This new battle ensues in Snowfield, California. We hop over to the United States, and due to the war's fake nature, they lost the Saber class, which lets them summon unconventional servants, creating an entirely new narrative with unique servants. They aim to provide us with an unprecedented plot within the Fate universe. On top of that, the storyline is presented by A1 Pictures in a disruptive animation and art style compared to the usual animation styles we're used to. A piece with loose colors and lines, but intense battles, quite different from what A1 Pictures usually delivers. It's a shame it's only a 50-minute story until more episodes hopefully come out, but it's undoubtedly a gem in the animation world that I urge you to watch. You can catch it on Crunchyroll. If you're enjoying the video so far, drop us a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's continue with new anime seasons we're currently following. Next up is Jujutsu Kaisen 2. Satoru Gojo and the School of Sorcerers are back, but we're not picking up where we left off last season with Itadori. Instead, we're heading back in time to when Gojo was just starting high school. We learn all about his past, his influence, and how he grew to become the Satoru Gojo we know today. The first block of episodes is all about his past, with the season being split in two parts. The episodes so far are captivating, despite the relentless issues and complications Mappa is facing due to excessive workload the studio is currently juggling. This season starts strong, shining a light on the motivations, bonds, and consequences that made the Satoru Gojo we know today. An anime you should definitely line up next is Link Click 2. I made the call to add this non-Japanese Chinese animation to the list, not just because of the splendid way the story unravels, but also its stunning animation and brilliant portrayal of characters. At first, you might dismiss it as a generic animated series, but get ready for a riveting journey into deep dilemmas and motivations. The second season continues to pull you in with twisted characters and dramatic repercussions. I guarantee this Chinese animation masterpiece will have you glued to the screen for hours. You can catch it on Crunchyroll. You should definitely keep an eye out for the only worthwhile seeing isekai this season, and that's Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation 2. At the end of the first story arc, we saw how the members of Dead End have grown and their failed attempt to defeat a superior being. Everyone is now healing and coming to terms with their separation after the scandal involving the Greyjawed name and action-filled decisions of Aerith and Ruger. We get a brief recap of other characters who were absent in the first season, like Seed Feet among others. We connect with a slightly older Rudyoshi who is in search of his mother. Moreover, the art style, soundtrack, and pace are similar to the first season, but with greater depth. Rudyos is a magic school student with new friends and develops feelings for one of them. This season aims to take us to new places and is a must-watch of this season. Finally, we have the Supernatural Detective Agency led by Dazai. Bungou Stray Dogs, Season 5. Think of this season as part 2 of Season 4. Bones continues to invest a lot of love and affection into this anime after so many years. We'll see the characters using their special abilities to crack new mysteries. Everything else is exactly what you'd expect from this series. Like the earlier seasons, it offers an exceptional soundtrack, epic battle scenes, and a storyline that combines comedy, thrill, and drama. Have you seen any of these animes? Let me know in the comment section. Any recommendations to add? If you're interested in one of these, feel free to come back to this same video and share your thoughts after you've watched it. Your opinion matters to me. I love knowing your take on the anime world. Remember to share the video, follow us on our social media channels you see on screen right now, and subscribe to catch more videos like this. Check out some other videos that might interest you right now. See you in the next one.